Hello everyone, how's it going? So last week I made this painting of Harold, the octopus, and talked about how, unlike most earth octopuses, octopi, octopodes, whatever you want to call them, most octopuses are not aliens. They are, native to our planet. Harold, on the other hand, is in fact an octopus. And he ended up here on Earth as a little bitty tiny baby octopus. But he has memories of his home planet. And he figures if he managed to get here, there's got to be some way he can get home. So rather than just staring up at the sky and, longing to go home, he's decided to see if he can do something about it. Now, one of the ways that Harold is absolutely certain that he is not an Earth octopus is that most of them have very short lifespans. Despite being really smart animals, most octopuses live 1 to 3 years. And Harold is in his mid-20s at this point and still young and kicking. So he knows that he's not wrong. He knows that, he's different, even though he looks and pretty much behaves the same as the others. He's not a giant octopus. Despite having lived so long, he's still relatively small, comparatively speaking. He's decided to seek out a friend of his and do something about it. See if there's any way he can go home. What's the harm in at least looking, right? Every friend that he's made that was, octopus shaped has come and gone from this mortal plane. His longest lived friend at this point is the sea witch. And yes, I know. She looks like a young, hot Ursula, which, it's because of the type of sea creature Ursula is. And, let's be honest. She's a young, hot Ursula, essentially. She's not, but she is. She's good-ish. Haven't figured out what her name would be yet, but she's good-ish. Instead of being the villain, she is actually friends with Harold, and she takes care of her friends and things and those that she considers hers, and not in like a guppy way, in like a, I want to make sure you're happy and you get to live your best life, and I'm here for you if you need me, like a real friend. But also she will smite anybody who comes at her or the people she cares about. People, sea creatures, fish, octopuses, whatever. She's coming for you if you mess with her friends. So sea witches are essentially immortal. So Harold figured it was a pretty good bet that if he befriended the sea witch, he wouldn't end up alone. So that's what he's decided to do. Now here's where I'm a little stuck, because I'm like, how do we get Harold home? Like, this isn't, simple magic. This is pretty extreme magic. And while I imagine our sea witch here, what should we name our sea witch? I'm kind of digging Scarlet, but I think it's just because I'm staring at the pendant right now. Maybe, she's not red at all. I kind of like the name Scarlet. Maybe we'll come up with something more magical. I'm not sure yet. So the tricky part is how on earth you would get a sea creature home. I think it's tricky enough for like creatures who walk on air to get where they need to go or end up in space, as, anybody who's heard of astronauts in space knows about. I know that we have access to magic, so we can solve any problems. And we read our own lore here, so it's completely up to us. There's no pressure. But there's pressure. There's pressure to make it interesting. So he goes to visit his sea witch, and she has this glowing sea orb. It's a crystal ball, but we're going to call it the glowing sea orb because that sounds cooler than just crystal ball. And he's like, can you show me where I came from? Can you, I know that this is true. I know that I'm not from here. I want to make sure that I'm not totally crazy, and I want to see home. I miss home. Maybe Harold is like, I've had 3 wives. And I've had to watch them all live and die. And he's like, we didn't have any children because we chose not to have children because that would be the end of their lives. And he's like, I don't think people on my planet die the same way that females on this planet do. And he's like, and even though we didn't have any children, they still died. And he's like, I want to find love. I want lifelong love, and not octopi here lifelong, but my lifelong. I don't think I'm close, and I'm alone. I'm very alone. The sea witch being the sea witch is like, well, you don't necessarily have to find another octopus. And he's like, listen here, this is not that kind of show. I just want to find one of my people. I just want to find one of my people. Is there anything you can do to help? She's like, you know what, Harold, let's see if there is anything I can do. First, let's see if there's a planet. I think on some level, the sea witch isn't entirely certain that he's an alien. I think that she's like, maybe you're a magical being. You know, a lot of magical beings are immortal and they live long lives. And she's like, perhaps you're, you know, not from another planet. Maybe you're just magical. And Harold is like, I vividly remember pink seas and yellow coral and shallow tide pools and things that I have not seen here. And she's like, you were so very small, Harold. Are you absolutely certain? And he's like, yes, please. And she's like, okay. And she's like, I can't guarantee I'll send you home. All right, I just want to double check. You're sure you want to see home? I might not ever be able to send you there. And he's like, I just want to see home. I just want to know that it's still there. So she's like, all right, okay. Maybe Harold shouldn't have had 3 wives. That sounds a little... No, I like it. He's had to live life here, and he's lived a very long life compared to most octopuses. So in terms of, you know, only having 3 wives in 20 years and a female octopus only living 1 to 3 years at best, I think that's a pretty tame number for Harold before he realizes that he's just going to end up being alone. I wonder how long it took him to realize that he lived significantly longer than the octopuses here. Maybe like he just thought it was bad luck that his wives were dying. Because, you know, it's not like the octopuses are hanging around, octopodes are hanging around each other and being like, hey, how long do you live? Right? I don't know. Maybe they do. We don't know. So the sea witch decides to work some magic on her glowing sea orb because it's cooler than a crystal ball. It starts to show the oceans that Harold was just describing. And he's like, it's home. It's my people. It's real. I knew it was real. And he's very excited. I don't know what she's going to do to get him home. I think that she's going to make an effort because she loves Harold. Harold is a dear friend to her. And she doesn't want him to be sad. She's been there through the loss of his last 2 wives, and she really wants him to find love and find hope. And she has no idea how long his lifespan is because he's not from this plane of existence. And let's be real, she's a little stunned that he's actually from somewhere else. So I'm thinking that he probably got here through some wild, I don't know, maybe a meteor hit his planet and like a big giant meteor that caused a little damage to one side of his planet. And maybe he was in a tide pool and ended up on a piece of rock that got shot into space and immediately froze over. And maybe Harold's type of octopus, the alien kind from whatever this planet is, can survive that freezing. A long time away, he ended up, and he was too young to really like have experiences or know people, right? So it's not like he's expecting to find people when he gets home, his people. He just wants to like people he knew when he was there. Because if you know anything about space travel, they're gone, probably. Time is weird in space. We don't know. He could have gone through a black hole. We don't know. Anyway, he's just hoping to find his own kind and hopefully not have to watch everyone around him not live constantly. He is on this meteor going through space, frozen into the water collected in it, and the meteor hits the ocean here and he thaws out, and that's how he got here. How does she make it happen the other way? I don't know. But Harold has hope. Anyways, if you like my video, please like and subscribe. This was just supposed to be a single short, but everyone really hoped Harold would get home. So I decided to give everyone a little bit more context and maybe I'll be able to give you guys some closure in the future. As of now, Harold knows that home is real and he's excited to just know that his people are out there somewhere. And the Sea Witch has agreed to help him try and figure out a way to get back there. Thanks for watching. Bye, guys.